This is my moment, watch me shine. I'm unstoppable, feel it in my soul. Good vibes only, I'm in control. Turn the music up, let the rhythm roll. I move my body, I'm alive, I glow. Unstoppable, dancing through the fire. Every step higher, taking me higher. Smile so big, can't hold it in. Good vibes, good life, let's begin. Every scar made me wiser. Every tear lit the fire. I don't fear what's ahead.
And I am live, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing? Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. My name is Arenes, and I am the face behind this personal page, business page, and YouTube page. As I am streaming this go live on my 3 pages. How are you guys doing? Well, I was not here yesterday because like my son really wants to go to bed to me really, really early. He doesn't want to go to bed. That's why I kind of like really spend time with him in bed and do my journaling, stuff like that. And uh doing my go live in my dreams. All right. But anyway, so how are you guys doing? Happy, amazing Thursday. My goodness, it's one more day, right? Few more days. Yeah. So good evening, everyone. Today is my day 17, I believe, of this doing if of this let me double check if it's day 17. Yes, today is my day 17 of this 90 days Koran success challenge that I have been doing with my mentees and my business partners globally. And tonight's topic is all about explore the power of visualization. Yeah, so we're not going to talk about something that most misunderstand, something that sounds soft, right? But it's is actually one of the most powerful disciplines you can develop as a high performer. We're going to explore the power of visualization. And this is one of the favorite thing that I love to do is to visualize, you know, is through visualization. I don't uh, i don't mean daydreaming, I don't mean wishing or fantasizing. I mean being intentional, have that structured and identity based visualization. Because again, visualization is not about pretending. Visualization is about programming. And whether you realize it or not, you are already visualizing every single day. The question is, are you visualizing what you want? Or are you rehearsing what you fear? So let's take a pause for a moment about that and really think about it. Are you really visualizing what you want? Or are you visualizing the stuff that you don't want? Right? Because most people are unconsciously visualizing worst case scenarios. And I have those moments from time to time too. But because of the level of awareness that I have, I had to stop it immediately, or else I'm just going to be spending my time thinking of something that is not even serving me at all, right? So, and most people also imagine rejection before making the call, right? They imagine failure before launching the project immediately. That's the first thing we need to do. Every time I share also the business opportunity to other people, it's the number one thing that they think is all about scam, anything that is negative, right? Yeah, so they imagine embarrassment before even speaking it up, right? So how in the world that we hear something and we always think about negative stuff, like that that is so weird, like I shared like some example, like oh, every time I share a business opportunity to other people, like they always counteract that with something really negative. Even though I hear something, I say something really good, and they always like question me already if they say if I am really seriously talking about something positive, right? Like how in the world uh, we say things like that. So I just don't get it. And then I understand because I was in that shoes prior. That was the old version of me. And it's the reason why I like to share this tonight, because again, your mind cannot tell the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. So what you repeatedly picture is a picture becomes familiar, and what becomes familiar becomes safe to you, and what becomes safe becomes your comfort zone. And tonight we are going to shift that. Okay, but before I started, what visualization really is, and here's something that I've learned from my mentor, Bob Proctor. Visualization is a mental rehearsal. It is the practice of intentionally seeing, feeling, and experiencing a desired outcome in your mind before it happens physically. Remember, we think in pictures. If I tell you that you have to visualize an apple, you totally visualize the picture of the apple. You're not visualizing the word apple, correct? And if I will tell you to visualize your own home, you immediately visualize how your house look like. It's not like the word house, right? So yeah, so that's the reason why it's so powerful to really have time and pause and be mindful about your time to really segregate, even though 5 minutes to 10 minutes visualization, so you have that chance to do your exercise or that mental rehearsing your mind, right? So because guys, athletes do this, CEOs do this, elite performers do this too, before the championship game, before the presentation, before the launch. They rehearse it mentally. They see the room. They hear the applause from coming from people watching them. They feel their body language. They imagine success in detail. Why? Because the brain, right? The brain creates neural pathways through repetition. So if you vividly repeat, my throat is still dry. Yeah. So again, because the brain creates neural pathways through repetition, and mental repetition activates similar neural circuits as physical action. So when the moment actually arrives, it doesn't feel foreign, it doesn't feel unfamiliar. It feels familiar already because you repetitively mentally visualize that over and over and over again until it becomes familiar to you, right? And confidence is often nothing more than familiarity. Let me say that again. Confidence is familiarity. So when you visualize success repeatedly, you make success familiar. And now what's going to happen? Your nervous system relaxes around it. It's the same thing when if you just started working, right, and you've been practicing and practicing or rehearsing something or hands-on training. The first few days it might be really really hard, right? But the more you do it over and over and over again, and you become familiar, you don't need to follow the procedures immediately. The more you do it, just like today, right? One of the people is really training me, and then I really don't get it the first time, and then I pick up the second time, and then I wrote it down, and then the more I do it over and over again, and like, oh wow, it becomes familiar to me, and now I don't see my notes anymore, right? So that's how it is when it comes to goal, right? You have to really mentally rehearse your goal and see it, believe it, that's already done, right? Even though you don't see it in front of you, but if you train your mind to repetitively see it over and over again, then eventually that becomes a form, right? So yeah, so why most people fail at visualization? Because now they visualize the outcome. I mean, um, let me reverse that. Why most people fail at visualization, right? Now, here's where people get it wrong. They visualize the outcome, but they don't visualize the identity required to sustain it. They picture the money, but they don't have discipline, right? They picture the stage. If you're a guest speaker, if you wanna go to the stage and talk, for example, and even though you visualize that you are on a stage, if you're not really prepared about what topics you will be talking, then what's gonna happen, right? People always picture the freedom, but not they don't have the structure, right? And that really creates internal conflict because your subconscious mind is always asking, does this match what I believe I am, right? If the answer is no, then you will sabotage it. This is why visualization must be identity based first, not just outcome based. Instead of asking, what do I want? Ask yourself, who do I need to become to hold that? And that's really powerful, right? Like, even though you say you want a successful business, if you're not running ads or if you're not doing inspired action, that's not going to work, right? So you have to really start from within you. You have to really work within so that so that you will see the without, right? So let me share you guys my personal story, right? This is really, really personal. There was a time when I could not see myself as a leader. Even though I wanted growth, even though I wanted expansion in my life, internally, I still saw myself as someone who had to prove herself. So every time an opportunity came, I hesitated. I shrink because my internal image didn't match the external opportunity. So even though your boss wants to promote you, if he don't see that you are capable of doing something like a leader, they will not promote you because you don't even believe in yourself, right? So, and then that's exactly what happened a while ago. So every time an opportunity came, I hesitated because my internal image didn't match the external opportunity. Then I started practicing something different. I stopped visualizing the income and I started visualizing my identity. I had to change something within me. I would sit quietly in the morning and instead of saying I want more money, I would imagine myself as calm, structured, disciplined, right? Grounded and leading with peace. I visualize myself hosting meetings confidently, speaking clearly, and attracting aligned people as well, right? And the more I do that, the more things shifted within me. It's not overnight, but consistently doing it. My posture changed, my tone changed, and my decision changed too, because I had already met that version of me in my mind, right? So let me share about the science behind it. Visualization really works because of this is something that I've read, or I must probably watch this in YouTube. Visualization works because of neuroplasticity. What's the word? The RAS, the reticular activating system. That's what they call the RAS, or the emotional conditioning. So again, when your brain rewires based on repeated thought patterns, what's gonna happen? Your RAS filters, or your reticular activating system filters your environment based on what you focus on. So if you visualize opportunity, your brain starts noticing it. If you visualize rejection, your brain scans for it. So you don't really see the world as it is, you see the world as you are. So that's why visualization is not magic. It's a mental conditioning that repeated over time, right? Every single day. So yeah, so let me share you a little bit. We have 3 million people that's watching right now. So So let me give you some practical exercise. So let's do this together, guys. So close your eyes. So if you're watching at the moment, just close your eyes and take a deep breath, right? Take a deep breath and now imagine yourself 12 months from today. Okay, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and now imagine yourself 12 months from today. But don't see the result, okay? Don't see the result. See your morning routine, okay? See how you wake up, how you move, how you speak, and how you decide. And then see your bank account, yes, but also see your calendar. Is it chaotic or is it structured? See your family interactions with you. Do you feel rushed or present? Then feel it in your heart. The confidence, the calm, and the clarity. And now ask yourself, what daily habits does this version of me have? Then visualization without action is fantasy. And visualization with aligned action is transformation. So that's what it is. That's why here's where most people stop. They visualize, then they wait, but visualization must be paired with structure because structure creates safety, and then safety allows growth. And when you visualize success, what's gonna happen? You build system around it. You reduce emotional chaos. That's why in the business that I'm doing right now, we really don't rely on motivation. We rely on systems, and also visualization sets direction, and structured creates sustainability. And this is why long-term thinking always wins, guys. Yeah, so and let me share about the common obstacles that we face mostly every single day. And then number one is doubt, right? Doubt, what else? Impatience and external opinions. What is external opinions? We're always thinking about other people's opinions. People will say, be realistic. But realism without vision creates stagnation, actually. And vision without structure creates delusion. So you need both, you know, and understand this, guys. Visualization is not about escaping reality, it's about expanding it. It's all about expansion, and that's my favorite mantra. Okay. And here's something powerful, guys. Oh my god, my throat is getting tired. My throat is getting tired. And here's something powerful. Instead of visualizing only success, also visualize handling rejection calmly. Like imagine someone saying no, right? And you respond with peace. Imagine a setback and you staying grounded. Why? Because resilience must also be rehearsed, not just victory. That's maturity, you know. That's why daily visualization is so important, you know. And let me share you guys my framework. Morning when I wake up, right? My alarm on, right? I do my visualization for 5 minutes. You know, visualize my identity and habits. Who would I become when I get up, right? Who uh, who am I serving today? You know, and then And then, yeah, it's only 5 minutes. Just like when I wake up, then ask myself, who would I become when I get up this morning? And then on the midday, I usually take probably 5 to 10 minutes mentally, do my mental rehearsal, right? Mentally replay your day successfully. So every time I am in the car after eating my lunch, and I take like a quiet breathing meditation, and I ask myself to doing my mental rehearsal. Of course, it's not perfectly, but I successfully fulfilled, that uh, tone that I set in the morning, right? And at night, I mentally replay my day successfully, you know, and I consistently do this. This really consistently matters more than intensity, guys. So do that practice, borrow my belief too, right? So again, guys, a visualization is so powerful, but only when you understand this. You are not visualizing to escape who you are visualizing to remember who you can become. Because your future is not created by accident, it is rehearsed, it has to be embodied, it has structured. And if you keep seeing that higher version of you, eventually you will become familiar with her. And when she becomes familiar, what's going to happen? She becomes natural. And you act natural without even forcing it, right? Without even pretending it. And when you become that person that naturally do all those new habits that you created, then you become unstoppable. So think about that. That's why tonight I really leave you with this question. What version of you have what version of you have you not allowed yourself to see yet? And are you ready to meet her? And think about that. Okay, so I think that's it for me tonight, guys. My voice is really getting my throat is getting painful for talking too much. Now I started to lose my voice again. So that's it, everybody. Thank you so much. Yeah, fine. Yeah. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, going live again. Yeah, appreciate you being with me tonight. And also, Lisa, thank you. Salamat unay. And yeah, thank you. And also, Biserine and Liko, thank you so much. Yeah, I had to cut this live short because, like, really, my throat is getting so tired. Yeah, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Yes, getting better every single day. And have a good night, everyone. And I'll see you in the morning routine. If you're not a part of my morning routine, join me in the morning routine tomorrow. Okay, and have a good night. And see you guys tomorrow.
This is my moment, watch me shine. I'm unstoppable, feel it